Hi guys, hope you're doing well. My name is Tariro. I'm a chemical engineer by profession and a mother of two, a wife as well. I just want to dive deep into the life of being a mother, a wife, and also juggling that with being an engineer. One thing that I would like to just say is that motherhood is a blessing and engineering is also a blessing. Being a wife is also a blessing, and it's something that I do not take lightly. However, I've realized that many women, when they come to the age whereby they're now mothers, wives, especially when they're in engineering, there becomes a conflict as to where to put most of your energy, and sometimes you might even fail to balance, the three. I've been doing this and I feel like I have some advice and tips. If it's not advice, just to share my story and also some of the things that I've been doing, to assist me. So I'll just be sharing with you some of the things that I've been doing to assist me along my journey. These are some of the things that have helped me to thrive in my career, to keep me on top of the industry, in my career as well, to continuously develop myself, but at the same time being there for my children, and also spending time with my husband to make sure that I have functional relationships with my husband and my children. So the first thing I'll just tell you about my story. I graduated in chemical engineering. After that, I spent some time, gaining experience in the fast-moving consumer goods industry, and that was mainly to do with beverages industry. And for my attachment for graduating, I spent a year at a thermal power station. So when I spent that year at a thermal power station, really that's when the passion in me for energy was ignited. And after spending some time in the fast-moving consumer goods industry, an opening was presented to me to return to the energy industry. And I returned to the energy industry, and by that time I was working at a hydropower station. And after some time, my family had to relocate to the United Kingdom. So we relocated to the United Kingdom. And after giving birth to my second child, I then decided to, join the professional world again. And this was after settling with my family and also, making sure that I've healed from delivery, and I can now leave my child someone else at home whilst I focus on my career. After doing that, I joined the utilities industry, but now that was water. And after joining water, I then started to work on my own professional development, because I always felt that I wanted to go into the projects in industry and the projects profession. Yes, I might be a chemical engineer, but as someone who has always been good at, planning events, planning camps, from a young age, I was a youth leader, even at church, at university, in high school. I was always given, those positions whereby I have to be leading people, and I was always constantly planning or executing some projects and delivering them on time and within budget as well. And also I would always deliver, projects whereby those that would benefit from them would really be excited and enjoy the product that I would deliver. So I always knew that I wanted to enter into the projects world. So being in the water industry, I then decided to start working on attaining a project management qualification. And once that was done, I still had this desire in me to move back to the energy industry, and I moved back to the energy industry, and I'm currently in the energy industry, and I'm working in the projects side of business now, but now it's more of project engineering, and it has really been an exciting journey. And I'm just here to share with you, some of the things that I've learned along the way, and what I can say is that with all that being done, I've been doing all this whilst I'm a mother, and I've had 2 children in less than, let's just say, in 2.5 years. I've nursed 2 children. So I've managed to accomplish all this as a constantly nursing mother. So I've moved from nursing one child and moved on to nursing the other child, and also trying to attain extra certificates and all that on top of my degree. And currently I'm looking forward to a master's degree. So yeah, I'm someone who really is passionate about continuous professional development and always performing highly at work. There are so many challenges that we meet as women in the engineering sector, because it's really a sector whereby there are not that many women that you come across. You can be in an office and you might find that you're the only woman in that office, and everyone else is male. So you definitely have to, adapt to being the only female in the office, and you might find yourself having to give instructions and to lead teams of males. So this also requires you to have a strong character. The good thing I like about being a female in the engineering industry as well is, as females, we have this nurturing character in us that's just natural. By nature, we are nurturers. We love to take care of people, and it's also something that I see as a strength in my career, because I managed to juggle managing and leadership. And when it comes to leadership, it also means that you take into account how team members are feeling, and if there are any problems, or maybe you see that there is slack in your team, you're also able to look at why that is happening in the team. Is anyone facing maybe problems at home and all that? And it's something that I've really learned to embrace and to apply in my career, and it has really been working for me. So yeah, I'm really excited. With that being said, there are also some other things that we also face as mothers in engineering, and that also comes from a career whereby it's also demanding of your time. And I know that many women would love to be home, with their children, with their husbands and all that. But as an engineer, I found that so many people, maybe at some point in time, they'll drop out of their career because they feel that it's taking out time that they could have been spending with their family. When it comes to that, I'll just give you an example of a story. So when I was at the hydropower station, there was a time when I was working shifts, and these shifts also meant that I had to work night shifts. And when I was working night shifts, I would leave my child, and I remember that time my child had just turned 1 year. So yeah, I had to leave my little one, the whole night. I had to look for someone to stay with my child the whole night as I was going for night shifts. So I had a young sister who was staying with me, who agreed to relocate with me because this was a border town, and she would stay with my child as I was going for night shifts. But when I think of it, when I would tell people would be like, wow, you're doing night shifts, you're having to leave your child and all that. It's a scary feeling. It's something that is very scary. But as someone who has done it before, I want to encourage maybe someone who's in this situation and say it's doable. But as a mother, one thing I can tell you is that it's doable when you have someone that you can trust, that they will take care of your baby the way that you would yourself. As I was working at this power station, I would also work in an environment whereby we could not use phones, and there was no network coverage when I would go to work. But one thing I would always make sure that I do is, whoever I'm leaving my child with, I've given them the emergency number to call at work, so that in case anything happens, they have to call at work. Also, the company was very swift, that if there is any phone call from home, they would immediately call you and come and pick you up and go and drop you off at your place. So this was something that was also very good and very supportive from the company. But I found that I also learned a lot from this experience. You know, having to go for night shifts and leaving my child with my little sister brought a bond between me and the person that was also staying with my child, because I felt the value, you know, of having someone to really take care of your child. And I also felt that they also felt, you know, the trust that was coming from me. And it was also nice as well, like coming from night shift and my child is ready to welcome me with a big hug, you know, and just run towards. It was really nice. So I just want to encourage someone that if ever you are in a position whereby you have to go, you know, for these night shifts and all that, take up the challenge. As long as you have someone whom you trust that you can leave your child with, take up the challenge, because you learn one or two things about yourself, you learn one or two things about your child, you learn one or two things about the person that is also staying with your child. And is what I've said, in my case, it brought a bond that up until today it cannot be broken. Those are some of the things that I can just encourage you. And I also want to say that, you know, even if when you're working and you feel like maybe the environment that you're working in is very timid because there are so many men that are around you, one thing that I want to encourage you as a female in engineering, you know, or STEM, is that always know that you have proven yourself by being awarded that position at the table. Never feel like you are less important at that table, or maybe you've been someone has done you a favor by awarding you that seat at the table. No, you have worked for it. You have worked for it by attaining your degree. You have worked for it by making sure that you continuously develop yourself so that you are able to acquire that position at that company. So continue to encourage yourself and stand up for yourself, and always make sure that you deliver the best that you can in that position and at that company. So yeah, that is all that I have today. And if you have enjoyed this video and would love to get more of videos such as this one, just like and follow for more. Thank you.